PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 23rd of December, Christmas Eve. And temperatures, as expected, have been warming overnight. And we got a big warming trend coming up in the days ahead and some rain at times. Let's talk about it. Let's go right to some Skycam images around the state this morning. There's the view coming from the Inverness Skycam. Temperatures at 5 o'clock this morning, about as warm as they are at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We're sitting around freezing, hovering anywhere from 31 to 35. And temperatures have been steadily rising since midnight because of an increased cloud cover and a south wind developing. There's the Skycam up in Jasper, looking down over the illuminated courthouse square and the nativity scene there. And over on Mount Cheehaw, when I did the weather segment on the news last night at 10 o'clock, they were at 22. They have gone up now to 29 degrees up there. So again, everybody's slowly rising. And there's the deal. Got a trough out west, and we'll see how that impacts the nation. Ultimately, that will bring some rain to Alabama between now and Christmas Day. Here's a look at the temperatures this morning, and again, they are moderating a little bit. Good to see the numbers coming up. But still, much of the country very cold. To escape the cold, you pretty much have to head down to Miami, where they are sitting around 70, but we will be close to 70 perhaps later in the week. Here's a look at our temperatures this morning of the actual plot, and you can see how Birmingham is sitting at 32. The dew point is at 9. So even though we see a few echoes on radar, most of that will not reach the ground. It will evaporate. So we don't expect any issues with freezing rain. But having said that, I wouldn't be shocked if somebody somewhere reported some sleet, because look at the radar this morning. You can see a few echoes showing up in scattered pockets. And again, most of that not reaching the ground. Here's a closer look at the Gadsden view. By the way, we now have the city views on the 3340 website, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, for a good close look at the radar. So again, you've got echoes there, but with dew points around 5, I don't think that's reaching the ground. Here's our watch warning map today. In case you're traveling, winter weather advisories of various types up all the way from northeastern Texas, where there is a freezing rain advisory, and that does include Dallas-Fort Worth, all the way up into the Great Lakes, where we got winter storm watches and warnings there. And also winter weather advisories continue back in the mountains out west. There's the snow chart for today. That's where the heaviest snow will likely fall, in a band roughly from Denver to Chicago and Detroit. In terms of ice or freezing rain, better chance of that in scattered pockets from Arkansas and Missouri on up into parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And here's the overall precipitation for the next 5 days, valid through Monday evening at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, I said Monday, I mean Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. Correction there. Heaviest rain back in the Pacific Northwest, and by golly, you know, it's been all snow and ice. Seattle and Portland pretty much shut down right now. And again, from northeastern Texas up to the Great Lakes, there could be some severe weather issues, in fact, out there. I'll show you that in just a moment. First off, in Alabama, the rain, as usual, as has been the case for the past couple of weeks, will be heaviest in the Tennessee Valley, with the amounts tapering off down toward Dothan. But this is suggesting maybe some 1.5-inch totals around the shoals, and once you get down to Dothan, amounts closer to 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And hey, look at the day 4 through 8 convective outlook. A risk of severe weather on day 4, which is Friday, roughly from old Texarkana, Arkansas, up to St. Louis, and then day 5, it moves east and clips the northwestern corner of Alabama. No doubt the better dynamics for severe weather will be north of here, but isn't that interesting how some folks up there that have been buried in snow and ice might have some severe weather issues this weekend. Here's a look at the modeling. This is the 06Z GFS, valid at noon today. Big trough out west, and down below that, we've got the southerly winds today. The sky should be mostly cloudy, and again, there might be a few sprinkles, but I don't think it rains much today. The better action will be off to the west. Wednesday, that short wave lifts out, and you can see a series of them lined up back off to the west, but the lead short wave passes north of here, a warm 588 ridge. noses in from Florida, and it'll be an old battleground here. Let's take a look at the chart here. Wednesday, suggesting a chance of showers. The most organized rain Wednesday will remain west of here. And that tries to nose in here Wednesday night. And let's look at Christmas Day now. All of a sudden, the GFS suggesting we get drier air. And if this trend keeps up, what we'll do is highlight the better chance of rain and storms Wednesday night, tomorrow night, and indicate a drier day Christmas Day. In fact, we can say clearing if this is right, and temperatures would be about 10 degrees cooler. We'll go from readings near 70 tomorrow to a high maybe in the upper 50s on Christmas Day. So, again, for the moment, we've mentioned a chance of morning showers, but if this keeps up on the 12Z run, we'll take that out. And then Friday, here comes the next trough, and that's a big one out west. And down below that, that'll be a big snowstorm for the mountains, and you can see a southerly flow all the way to the Great Lakes. They're going to moderate up through there, and that could open the door for some freezing rain problems as the cold air gets very shallow. But around here, that looks like a very mild and windy day, and maybe a few scattered showers, but nothing organized. And then Saturday, you can see why there's some risk of severe weather in through there. Very strong trough maneuvering across the plain states. Down below that, thunderstorms in the warm sector and snow back in the cold air. And this, again, is hinting that much of the day Saturday could be dry and very mild. The front comes through Saturday night and Sunday. The model now has the front out of here. And again, if this is right, we'll begin to take out the chance of showers on Sunday. We'll knock highs back in the 50s. And Monday of next week at this point looks cool and dry. So, again, I think what we're going to do in the forecast package is begin to fine-tune the good opportunities of rain. And it looks like the big events will be tomorrow night and then again Saturday night with a few scattered showers along the way as well. Now, let's go a little deeper into voodoo country. Whoa, Nelly. You know, we talked about a flip to the negative NAO about the time January gets here, and look at that. Big, deep trough coming through here, and look at that. Very cold air, impulse, chance of snow maybe at the end of next week. Hey, you know, this might vanish on the next run. Like I've talked about, you know, I'm not that interested in specific model output. I'm just interested in the trends, in the pattern, and I think it favors a colder look as we get into January. A couple of days later on the 4th, now that's cold. That's a negative NAO look right there. That verifies, you know, that. Big cold vortex over the eastern Canada, very cold over the east, and on the 7th, look out now. It's cold, and here comes a trough, and that would suggest maybe some icy type stuff right there with shallow cold air. So, again, we'll see. It just looks like the pattern favors longer-lasting cold and maybe some issues as we get into 2009. Looks like it will be an exciting month, and we'll be here to ride it out with you. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. And remember, we are on the holiday schedule here all the way through next week, so one video per day. The next video will be at some point during the day tomorrow. And if you're local, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Merry Christmas, and God bless.